Breaking right now, Meghan Markle is entering a new war with the British royal family. Let me take you through this. Vanity Fair has reported information from sources close.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm diving into the shocking unraveling of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's once glamorous life. Once hailed as the modern, progressive face of the royal family, they now seem to be struggling for relevance. So, what happened? How did they go from being the most talked about couple in the world to, well, ignored?
To senior members of the royal family that they have zero interest in her new Netflix series. However, Richard Eden in the Daily Mail has warned them that Meghan is actually threatening them secretly within the show. He reports, royal sources I have spoken to this week believe they know the answer. It's clearly a warning shot, one palace insider told me, confirming that Meghan seemed to be making a very public point of emphasizing how much the title meant to her and by implication to Harry, which is to say that the royal family should not so much as contemplate stripping them of their titles. This is a course of action that has been mooted many times since Harry and Meghan abandoned royal duties 5 years ago, eventually moving to California to seek their fortunes.
Angela Levin, the renowned royal expert, has some insights, and today I'm breaking it all down. But before I get started, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Let's get into it. When Harry and Meghan left the royal family in 2020, it was supposed to be a fresh start, a chance to control their own narrative. The world was watching, eager to see their next move. But according to Angela Levin, this decision may have been their major mistake.
So, Angela Levin, is with Love Meghan her latest attempt to go to war with the royals?
Absolutely, because why did she make a big thing about correcting her friend's use of her surname? You know, you don't do that. I mean, if you invite someone to come round for a nice chat and something to eat, and they come in and they, hello, Meghan Markle, and she said, no, don't you know that's not my name now? And give her a telling off within a few minutes. Now, that's not a friend. That's not our best friend. Where's her manners? And I think that she feels if she's got the name of Sussex, then it will keep her safe. But actually, the people in Sussex are very fed up with her because they said she and Harry went once for about half an hour when just after they were married. Otherwise, she's never gone. Now, if she's so interested in Sussex, she should, and having the title, she should go and see Sussex and maybe offer to make some sandwiches for them. And she doesn't do anything like that. So the only reason she could want it and make a big fuss about it is that she wants to say, this is now my royal name and you can't do anything about it. So there. And indeed, it is a very difficult thing to do because it involves the government and retaliation and all sorts of things that is very difficult. But she's determined now, and she's very determined for her children, which I think is very odd as well, because they haven't seen any side of their godparents and their grandparent, because they don't see them. So they don't know what their life is. And so why they need to have this title, Prince and Princess, is I think quite cruel, because children are not kind in class and they can sort of mock her. They might have read a lovely sort of fairy story and where the princess comes to save you. But, if there's a little girl who's a princess, they're not going to have it. And I think that that's as well, not thinking about them.
Without the royal machine behind them, they struggled to maintain the star power they once effortlessly commanded. In fact, their influence seemed to wane as quickly as they stepped away from the palace gates. What do you think? Did they make the right call, or was this the beginning of the end? Let me know in the comments below. Meghan and Harry's post-royal career seemed promising at first. A lucrative Netflix deal, a Spotify contract, and high-profile interviews, everything appeared to be falling into place.
But this is her having a cuddle with Harry. But he arrived and he was there for 3 minutes or so because he said it was her thing to do. And it's just to say that, here's the royal person, I'm still royal. But she doesn't want him to get involved with anything. It's very damaging for her as well as everything else.
Angela, let's have a look at the moment you referred to earlier. It was such an awful moment, actually, that did show the true Meghan Markle when she lashes out at Mindy Kaling for describing her as Meghan Markle.
I don't think anyone in the world knows that Meghan Markle has eaten Jack in the Box and loves it.
It's so funny, too, that you keep saying Meghan Markle. You know I'm Sussex now. You have kids, and you go, no, I share my name with my children.
Yes.
And that feels so, I didn't know how meaningful it would be to me, but it just means so much to go, this is our family name.
So your contention, Angela, is that that was a strategic warning shot.
Yes, because it was all sort of lined up to sort of attack her, wasn't it? And actually, if she says about, it's her children, it's with they're together, this is a bit of acting, wasn't it? It was just very much sort of, I'm so desperate to keep this wonderful title, and you ruined it for me, ruined the day. It's you can sort of add on a little bit because it seems very odd. And you can see that her friend is quite shocked, as anybody would be. You can't actually have a friend and, say you can't use that name and get into a bad temper and make it seem dramatic. She likes that. It's dramatic what this could happen if she didn't have this word, to keep them as a family. But, she wants to go off and do her own thing without Harry, not seeing her children. They're going away soon for their holiday and they're not taking the children. So, this, I can't bear it, is really just drama.
Now, Angela, I'm just looking at this Vanity Fair article by Katie Nicholl, who is the first person who's actually written about the royal family's reaction to With Love, Meghan. It is relatively scathing. She reports its senior members, including Prince William and Kate Middleton.
But as Angela Levin has pointed out, the couple's ventures failed to live up to expectations. Their Netflix docuseries, their public speeches. Hollywood is a tough business, and without fresh content or a compelling brand, even the biggest names fade away. Were Meghan and Harry too reliant on their royal past instead of forging a new, lasting legacy?
Vanity Fair, by the way, says Kate Middleton. That's not me. As you know, wherever possible, I try and say Catherine, the Princess of Wales.
Right.
But
yes.
they say, I guess it's the American style. But anyway, she says they have, quote, zero interest in watching the TV show, according to people with knowledge, with one source saying the king knows more than enough about beekeeping. Besides, he's far too busy to step down and watch it. Then a friend of the royals tells Katie Nicholl there's very little to actually learn from Meghan's TV show. I suspect that the royal family will be quite dismissive of it. I can't imagine Kate and William will sit down to watch it. Why would they? So, relatively brutal response from the royal family. What do you make of it?
I'm not surprised about that. I've heard that a lot now. That they when it's gotten so bad for so long, they've just cut it off, because when Harry went to see his father, he would start shouting about him, that he was, he's not apologized to Meghan and it's not what he wants this, he wants that. And actually, if you're unwell, he's still treated for cancer, then it can make you very upset and hot and bothered. So they cut it out. It's not interesting. That program is not interesting, and he doesn't want to know. And I think that all of the family feel like that. Princess Anne doesn't want to know anything about it, and she's very stable and honourable, and she can be very nice to people, or she doesn't want to know them. And this is a don't want to know you. And I think that Camilla just wants to look after the king and keep him happy, which she does. So you don't want the intrusion. It's now become an intrusion, hasn't it? That they demand that they see something they don't want to see, or we've got this now just like you have. And Catherine has bees, and other people want to look after bees, but actually the king does know how to do it. He's got lots of beehives and he loves it.
Another major factor in their downfall, from their explosive Oprah interview to Harry's tell-all book, they burned bridges with the very institution that gave them their platform in the first place. While this approach gained them temporary media attention, it also alienated the public. Angela Levin argues that people have grown tired of the royal blame game.
I mean, he loves honey, so to see what Meghan does and see all the mistakes, he doesn't want to know. But this is a very small thing that has been blown up, isn't it? If they wanted to bring the children and make it quiet and actually not start a big argument, there's a small chance. But she's just said she doesn't want anything to do with England. She said this in the papers today that she doesn't want anything to do with it.
And there was no reference. Did you notice, Angela? No reference in the show at all to her time in the United Kingdom. Nothing in terms of influence or, apart from the ladybird versus ladybug argument, which was just about how you pronounce or what you called something, sorry.
Potatoes and potatoes, isn't it?
Yeah, but there was nothing in terms of when I was in the royal family, I was inspired because I learned how they made beautiful scones or, nothing. It's like she could not even bring herself to give some credit to the royal family, who do this stuff better than anyone, Angela. I mean, come on. You're not getting a better cake or a better afternoon tea anywhere other than Buckingham or Kensington Palace. So, and by the way, the public can go and try it there, at the Kensington Palace Cafe.
Lots of very nice jam there, of course.
Yep, which is on sale.
Yep. But it's very interesting because she's not grateful. She doesn't feel that they've done anything for her.
At first, many sympathised with Harry and Meghan's struggles, but now even their supporters are questioning their motives. Could their constant attacks on the monarchy have backfired? What do you think? Was it worth it, or did they go too far? Comment below. So where do Harry and Meghan go from here? Angela Levin suggests that their only hope for redemption is a new strategy, one that doesn't rely on royal scandals. But can they pull it off? With their Hollywood projects failing and public interest waning, they might need a new strategy. Will they return to the UK? Will they step away from the spotlight? Or will they double down on their current path? One thing is clear, if they don't change course soon, they risk fading into complete obscurity. So there you have it, the rise and fall of Meghan and Harry as told through Angela Levin's expert insights. What do you think is next for the royal rebels? Can they turn things around, or is their time in the spotlight over? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe for more royal updates. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.